Hi, everyone. Today we thought we would recap our last 3 months on the road.
3 months. Yeah. So our first destination was St. Louis, where we spent 4 days, where we went to see the National Monument, the Arch, and the Budweiser Brewery.
And which one did you like the best?
Both. I think I liked the Arch. I liked the construction
Yeah, that was
topic.
amazing. Yep.
When they went through the construction of it, it's amazing that nobody fell off that thing.
Well, yeah.
Really liked the Budweiser Brewery. It's a classy company. I didn't realize how old it was.
And thanks to Bill and Sandra for suggesting that. That was great.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. And then from there we went to Branson, where we spent 6 days.
Yes, and that was really good too. It was got to see lots of shows, kind of like Vegas, except back in the 80s, like where you could walk everywhere.
Lower Key, yeah.
Yeah.
So we went to the Illusionist, the country
comedy club.
Back to the Bee Gees, enjoyed that. Dolly Parton show was a classy outfit. Food wasn't great. And we went on a pink Jeep tour, which was a lot of fun.
Ended up to be a cancellation of a whole big party, so it ended up just being Gordon and I, and we got a tour guide that really
made the tour.
Yeah, for sure.
And then from there we moved on to Memphis. Yes. Stayed in our first Walmart on the way. Wasn't a great experience. But Memphis spent 3 days there.
Could have spent more.
Yeah, it's a good place. Right.
It was a busy 3 days for sure.
Yeah. Given wasn't a big fan of Elvis, but
now you love him.
I wouldn't say that, no. But I was impressed with all his gold records. Didn't realize all the Grammys he'd won. Yeah, a showman for sure.
Yeah.
Same with the Rock and Roll Soul Museum. Enjoyed that. Rock and Soul Museum. Sun Records. I really liked the Sun Records tour.
And Beale Street and Stax Records and Graceland, of course.
Yeah, Graceland's. They do such a great job at Graceland. The Bass Pro Shop was a surprise. What a retail outlet. It's huge. It's
really
it's amazing, actually. Yeah. It's something to see.
And we also stopped at Graceland Guest House, which is a hotel just right beside Graceland. And that was amazing as well. Had a movie theater in it that played all of Elvis's movies. Had live entertainment in the lobby. It was nice.
It was a good evening. Yeah, did like it. Mm-hmm. Then we moved on to Huntsville Rocket Center, which was a surprise. We kind of came across that as we were driving by.
We didn't stay there. We just,
did a tour of the Rockets.
Spent some hours, yeah.
NASA. I'm a NASA fan. Glad we went there before going to Kennedy Space Center, because definitely Kennedy Space Center outshines it. But I enjoyed it. It's a great place. And we were on our way to Chattanooga when we stopped there, where we stayed 4 days, and got to go through 2 caves, the Raccoon Mountain Caves
and Ruby Falls.
Quite different. Both of them are quite different. The falls are amazing. You walk into the center of this mountain, and then there's a huge waterfall.
Yeah. Raccoon Mountain Cave was non-commercialized, so it was like rugged, and Ruby Falls was very commercialized, but it was amazing.
And then to Rock City, took an Uber to Rock City. Didn't realize we crossed state lines, which made it a little difficult getting an Uber to come back, but managed to get home.
Apparently, they have rules about that.
Yeah, at least
Ubers going different states.
Different states, yeah. And our last day we went up the incline railway, which is unique, uh, scenic.
Yeah, that was by fluke too, really.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was good.
And from there we went and stopped at our first Harvest Host, which was a brew company. Um, it was I really enjoy the Harvest Hosts that we stayed at, for sure.
This
And
this one was
a pub.
a pub. Yeah, that was brewing beer, but also had a diner kind of that looked like quite busy for locals. And every dog or cat or whatever was welcome. So while we were there was like 5 dogs in the
Yeah,
area where you could sit down, and a couple cats.
yeah.
Eddie enjoyed it.
Eddie enjoyed it. Yeah. And we made a day trip into Dailongga, which was a walking tour of the downtown, and went to the Gold Museum.
And quite a few Harlequin romances were filmed there, apparently.
Yeah, very good spot. Stopped at Gainsborough Walmart on our way to the state park, which really sealed the deal not to go back to Walmart's because it was noisy, lots of traffic through the night, which is our history with Walmart. So definitely we'll try to avoid them in the future. But we did stop at the state park where we spent 3 days and just hiked. It was chilly at that location, but
At
Sask-
Centennial State Park.
yeah, known for Sasquatches, which we didn't see.
No
And then we were heading out to Myrtle Beach, where we stopped at a winery on a Sunday, which was closed, but they left the fridge open so we could do our own sampling. It was kind of cool, but yeah, we were the only ones at the whole winery. But got to Myrtle Beach, spent 11 days, loved the beach. Eddie loved the water, and we were right steps away from the beach.
Yeah, lots of walking on the beach. Yeah.
Boardwalk,
Yeah.
shopping centers,
Mm-hmm.
pickleball. Yes.
And the Thousand Candles botanical garden was there, which was amazing. It was close to Christmas, so of course they had all kinds of Christmas lights. And yeah, I would definitely go back there again.
Yeah. And then we moved on to Charleston, which I enjoyed. The bridge we crossed over. If anybody watched the video, I'll probably explain too much about the bridge. Did a downtown tour and went to Fort Sumter. Learned a lot about the American Revolution that I, of course, didn't know very much about at all, other than what I've seen in movies. But kind of neat. I enjoyed it. And then we moved on to
Hilton Head, which was a beautiful campground. We didn't do anything because it was too cold, but
and it was Christmas. Spent Christmas there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice area.
Very quiet Christmas.
Very quiet.
Miss my family.
And then we went on to, one night we stayed in Kingsland, Georgia, at the at a RV park, and we rode our bikes into town. Got to learn all there was to know about boiled peanuts.
They had a drive-through food truck.
Yeah. And he spent time explaining to us what boiled peanuts are. Very interesting. I found it very interesting, and they were very tasty.
He was a very, very interesting man.
Yes, for sure. And then on to maybe my favorite spot so far, Titusville, where we stopped at the RV park, and from the RV park we could see Kennedy Space Center. Got to see a rocket launch one night.
Spent 2 days at Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah, my Disney World.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. And we had a great meal. We went out to Pier 220, which was unique.
And I think that was New Year's Day.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. And we went to another Harvest Host, which was another winery, which was kind of cool. They had their own
Entertainment.
entertainment going on. I enjoyed it very much. And from there, we were on our way to West Palm Beach area and the Lion Country RV
Safari.
and went through the safari. The lions and the monkeys were all making a noise throughout the day and night. Kind of cool. And from there, we moved on to the Florida Keys, where we stayed at Sugarloaf and took a bus into
From our campground
to Key West,
which was interesting.
Yeah, the buses kind of reminded us of Mexico, but a little classier than downtown Cancun. Got to see Hemingway House, the little white house that I never had heard of before. Took a train tour of the downtown area. Explained everything as we went, and of course we got our selfie and our pictures taken at the southernmost point, which is a classic
Mile Zero.
and Mile Zero of Highway 1. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then we moved on to Fort Myers, where we spent a couple of days pretty quiet. Just didn't do anything but stay at the RV park.
Had a beautiful RV park too. Had a tiki bar and a pool and a restaurant. It was very nice. It would have been really good if the weather had been good, but it was not.
Cold weather has been following us for the 3 months. And then we moved on to Tampa Bay, where we spent 12 days. Went to an NHL Tampa Bay Lightning game, which they won in a shootout. I did a walk on the river front, which is a very nice area. They've done a great job there.
Went to Clearwater, visited, we got to meet my friend Eleonora and had a tour of her complex. As well, we met some people that knew Daryl.
And that evening we headed off to a concert that recapped all of the Beatles' #1 hits. And then we were off to Crystal Beach, a gorgeous beach in Tampa Bay. Eddie got his hair done there. We went to the groomer. And Joan, you had new glasses.
Yeah.
Went there. And then on to Kissimmee, where we spent 8 days. Did a walk in the Old Town, USA. Epcot Center.
Got to meet Scott and his friends for supper one night.
Yeah, they were down in Orlando for a bachelor party. So glad they included us for a meal. It was great fun at the steakhouse.
Great to see them all.
Great to see them all, yes. And now we are here in Miramar Beach. Probably a video that's not been posted yet. I think it'll be our next video. We stopped in Tallahassee for a bit, so hopefully you guys stay and watch that when it's posted. That's 3 months.
That's 3 months.
In a hurry. So thanks everybody who did watch and for subscribing. It's amazing. I can't believe people actually are following us. But the videos were kind of made so we could go back and watch them, and the families knew where we were. So thank you, everybody, and keep in touch.